hello and a very happy holidays to everyone, regardless of how you're celebrating or not celebrating. I wish you happy holidays. Now, of course, because it is the festive season, I absolutely have to show you my favorite ways to create amazing holiday celebratory fashions with no sewing at all, with a little bit of crafty know-how, and of course, with a little bit of sewing know-how as well. So you know what? Today, it's exactly what I'm going to do for you guys. We are going to hit the thrift shop and do a little bit of DIY and then do a little bit more DIY. So you have absolutely no excuse to not celebrate the holidays in style with your festive, ugly holiday sweaters. So you know what? Let's get finding and making and styling and all that good stuff. Okay, so as I literally just said, there is no reason whatsoever to not treat yourself to a lovely holiday season sweater. Even if you're not a refashionista or you don't have a creative bone in your body, you can so easily find them at the thrift shop. And you know what's even better? You can find ones at the thrift shop that someone else made and then donated. And then if you want to be a little sneaky, you can wear them to your office holiday party or dinner or what have you and say you made it yourself. I mean, nobody's gonna know, right? So I don't care. Why not? Just do it. Just do it. Just have fun with it. But let me show you the one that I scored. Isn't that like one of the most hilarious holiday sweaters you have ever seen? It definitely is for me. And yeah, now let's go style this up because I think I can make this look quite adorable and, you know, wonderful for myself. It is, of course, oversized, which means I can wear it with leggings or anything I want to, really, because we don't care what people think about our style here at Confessions of a Refashionista. We wear what we want at any age and we feel great in it because we chose it and we love it, right? Aren't these absolutely adorable? Now, I have had these for years, these adorable little brooches, but you know, you can get pins and brooches that are for any kind of holiday season really nowadays, right? And most of them can easily be found at the thrift shop, or you can just make your own. And you know what? These, when just pinned to a plain sweater, make it a holiday sweater. Like, how easy can you get? You don't get any easier than that. But if you want to go a little teeny weeny tiny little bit more difficult and creative, here's how you can make your own adorable little festive brooches. Alrighty, let's have a look and find a fabulous ornament. That is adorably, hilariously odd, that we can use to create our fantastic festive brooch. Oh, but first, how many of you have ornaments from when you were little? I made this peanut Santa when I was in grade 2, and it literally has traveled all over the world with me. And if you think about it, grade 2, so it's like 43, 44 years old. And look, it still looks okay for a very, very old peanut Santa. But let me know down below if you still have some of the amazing ornaments that you made as a kid. That's the only one I have. But let's keep looking here. And by the way, this is how a Christmas tree should look. It should be like a hodgepodge mishmash of ornaments from different decades and all the colors you can put on a tree and just, you know, fantastically festive and bright and wonderful. There is no monochrome silliness for us in this house, but I think we're going to transform this little straw reindeer that I've had for quite a few years. Let's make him into a brooch. All right, so clearly this is so simple, and the first thing I'm going to do is just remove the little hanger there, and now I have my glue gun and my lovely glue gun I don't know, safety thing. This is just from the dollar store. You get these 2 for $1. They're like plastic cutting boards, but I use them to protect the surface from my glue gun. Anyway, so, and I have this little pin back. And again, you can get these in packs of like 100 from the dollar store. Okay, I think the other side is nicer, so I'm just gonna pop a bit of glue there. Then grab my brooch back and push it on. And that's like the perfect size. And then we let it dry, and then the brooch is done. Like, you don't get any easier than that. That is so super simple. And here's a little bonus for you. These tiny little presents I got in like a pack of 20, and that was a few years ago, just again from the dollar store, and they're little ornaments. But you know what? I have these ones left over. I actually used these to make my DIY advent calendar, so I'll link that tutorial down below for you. But I think they would make a pretty awesome earrings, so I grabbed a couple of little earring backs here, and I'm just going to glue them on, and we're gonna, you know, just create some pretty instant festive earrings here. So clearly I have made more than a few of these, and you know what else is awesome about these? They make adorable little gifts as well. And I mean, come on, they're so simple to make, and you can easily put them in a card if, you know, you still send physical cards in the post. And if not, you just can, you know, hand them out like a deck of cards. I don't know. I'm sorry, my brain's not working. It is a dark and gloomy day, clearly, so it is what it is, but we're trying our best here at Confessions of a Refashionista, because it really is gloomy weather for this holiday season, but we don't have any snow, so it's just gray and gloomy. Luckily, you know, there's loads of festive lights around to help cheer everybody up. Anyway, so for these, like I said, you just pin them all over your sweater, and you've made yourself an awesome holiday sweater look. And you can pin them anywhere. Pin them on your pants, pin them on your bags, put them wherever you want to friggin' put them, because they're awesome and they're super easy to make. So while I was recently at the thrift shop looking for some awesome decorations and stuff for, you know, cheap, I came across this unopened package of holiday buttons, and they're only 99 cents, so of course I snapped them up. And I've had this green sweater for a while, and it definitely could be transformed very easily with these buttons. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now, and it is a very, very easy peasy project. You just need to know how to sew on a button, and you know what? If you don't know how to sew on a button, of course I can help you out there. And just take my Refashioning 101 e-course, and everything is in there from start to finish. How to thrift in your own closet, all of my sewing basics for hand sewing, machine sewing, you name it, it's in there. And for the holiday season, I'm giving you 50% off, which makes the course less than $50 for you. Simply use the code REFASHION50. Okay, now let's go recreate this sweater and make it absolutely adorable for the holidays. For this relatively quick and easy project, all you need is your plain, boring sweater, a bunch of buttons, and your hand sewing gear. Now, you don't have to only do this around the holidays using, you know, festive holiday themed colors. You can do this any time of year using any plain sweater and any kind or color of buttons you want. Like, this would be awesome actually if you had silver and gold buttons. You could really make a luxurious looking sweater, or, you know, even just buttons in your favorite color, or buttons that match the color of the sweater and do a totally monochrome look. But clearly we're doing a holiday look with this. So this is so cool. Look at all these different shapes and sizes of buttons. This is absolutely an awesome little button collection. But I think what I want to do is kind of have my buttons going down the shoulder seam and then down the side of the sweater sleeve and maybe around here and some around the collar. And yeah, because I have a little refashionista plan in the works here. So I'm going to go hand stitch on all of the buttons I want to on here, and then we're going to come back and see the big reveal. Okay, so you can see I stitched a bunch of buttons around the collar, on the drop shoulders, around both of the cuffs, and I put one button kind of a little bit below the elbow area. And now I'm going to show you exactly why I positioned my buttons this way. So let's go style it up. So this, just as it is, looks pretty darn cute. Now, I did think, as I mentioned before, to put the buttons kind of all the way down, but then when I started to do it, I realized, oh no, my hair would probably not only cover it up, but eventually wrap around, and it would be a big knotted mess of buttons and hair. So that's why I did not do that. But I think it still is pretty freaking adorable, just as it is. But as I also mentioned just a second ago, there is a method to my Refashionista madness and button sewing here. First, these kind of can make music, the ones on your wrist, but you can see here I have chosen some very light ornaments from my Christmas tree. So guess what I'm gonna do with them? Ta-da! And how cutie patootie is this now? I think this came out so totally adorable. And again, it's one of my perhaps more quirky ideas, but I think it totally works, especially for the festive season. And you know, you don't have to do it for the holidays. You can make something like this for any time of year. But of course, if it's in holiday colors, I think it's for the holidays. But that said, if I take all the ornaments off, I think I can still get away with wearing this just during, you know, the colder weather time. I mean, what do you think? You let me know what you think. But I just love this so much. And maybe I will sew on some more buttons, because with my fabulous holiday headband, link will be down below for that tutorial, I don't think my hair would interfere too much. So maybe I will, and then I can have just ornaments galore all over my fabulously festive sweater. But now it's time we turn our attention to the little bit more labor-intensive way to create your fantastic holiday sweaters. How cute is this adorable, scrappy fabric reindeer sweater? I made this years ago when I was still living in Germany, and it is still going strong. I have not had to do any mending or anything. I love this so much. And it is so cozy, and of course perfect for the holidays. So the tutorial for this one will be linked down below for you. Who doesn't love a cozy fireplace during the holiday season? And that's exactly what I put together on this scrap busted sweater. And again, all of these were just scraps I had in my stash, and I did go ahead and stitch on a couple of mini stockings on the fireplace hearth. And look, they can have little gifts and candy canes in them, but this is just so adorable. I love this one so much. And again, the tutorial will be linked down below for you. I hope you enjoyed my little rockin' Refashionista ideas for creating your own awesome, not so ugly, upcycled Christmas sweaters. And again, there's no sewing involved for some of them. Some of them you literally go to the thrift store, grab it, wash it, and wear it. And the best part with all of these is, as was proven by the last ones I showed you, you make them once and you have them for years, because of course, during the holiday season, that is something that is constantly purchased and then chucked out. Or you see at the thrift stores, just how many they have. There are racks and racks and racks of them. So if you must have a new one, get one from the thrift shop that is new to you, and then at least you're not getting something that is probably going to end up in the landfill eventually, fingers crossed. But better yet, look in your closet and create one for yourself, because they truly are super, super easy to make. But do you know what time it is again, guys? It is troll time! Yes, troll time is back, and I believe it is Esther today who has a bit of a happy holiday message for this troll. Hello, me little puppets. It is me, Esther, and you know what? Refashionista Sheri has actually finally given me a title. I am the project manager for Confessions of a Refashionista. I have no idea what that is, but it does sound lovely, doesn't it? Now, troll time has been missing for a few weeks, but you know what? We're coming back with a vengeance now. So let's get started with this one, and this one actually has to do with the happy holiday season. So let's see what Janet has to say. Okay, so stop with your happy holidays nonsense. Celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ properly and say Merry Christmas. Well, what can I say but damn it, Janet, to this comment, honestly. Seriously, Janet. Now, is it then, if it's really celebrating the birth of your Lord and Savior, certainly not mine or Refashionista Sheri's, because we're atheists, don't you know? Anyway, so, should it not be Merry Christmas then? But I don't hear anybody saying that. I don't know. You can explain that to me maybe down below there, Janet. Okay, now, also, are you aware that there are many, many holidays that many different people celebrate during this winter time? So why is it that you think yours is more important? Why not just be inclusive and just say happy holidays? Because you don't know what anybody else is celebrating. You know, in Refashionista Sheri's house, I guess you could say it's Christmas, but it isn't really, because there's absolutely nothing religious about it, you know, and it's more just like there's a tree, there's a bunch of presents. Yay, happy holidays to all of us here in this little house, right? It's not about a religious thing for Sheri or for many, many other people in the world, actually. It's more about that feeling of joy and love that you get for finding or creating that absolutely perfect gift and then watching their delight as they open it up on Christmas morning. Oh, and also making all those lovely treats and everything. You know, she has a whole category that she will share down below for you, so you can go and see all the wonderful things you can make. But let's get back to the comment. Okay, so I'm thinking that Janet really doesn't have a very, very Merry Christmas herself, does she? If she is going around and writing this kind of stuff on a stranger's Happy Holidays video, that's very, very strange to me. And you can't be a very pleasant person, right? Okay, now, if you are believing in your old ancient book that who the heck knows who really wrote it and all of these stories and everything, then you also must also believe in Santa Claus, right? Because there's just about the exact same amount of evidence for both. Actually, there's more evidence for Santa Claus because he comes every single year to millions of homes all around the world. And you know what? He actually eats the cookies, and his reindeer actually eat the carrots that are left out. So I'd say that's some pretty frickin' strong evidence for Santa Claus being real, right? Now, I don't really think that your person, your man, has ever done anything like that, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, you can let me know down below, and maybe you'll appear in a future episode of Troll Time. But as it stands, did you also know that the Christians stole Christmas, or what they call Christmas, from lots of other different celebrations? They literally stole it, and they changed it, and they made it their own terrible, boring celebration, right? That's awful. And if you don't believe me, there'll be a video link down below that has all that information for you. But yeah, I definitely think that celebrating with your pagan Christmas tree and believing in Santa is a little bit more fun than anything else, really, that the Christians have come up with, isn't it? So that's what we're going to continue to do. Thank you very much, Janet, for your wonderful comment. And might I just say, Janet, happy holidays to you and yours. And I certainly hope when you're sitting around having your little dinner there that you're going to maybe think a little bit before you throw out some rudeness to your family members, right? Even though I know it's very easy to be rude and mean to strangers online. Always keep in mind, regardless if the people are in your family or a stranger online or a friend or somebody on the street, you don't know if they celebrate like you or not. So it's just easier. Just say happy holidays, or better yet, don't say anything at all, and definitely don't be a keyboard warrior, okay? Okay, so to the rest of you, I sincerely hope you have a wonderful holiday season, however you may be celebrating, and to you, to yours, to everybody out there, we wish you a very, very massively huge happy holidays!
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.